Now we're going to head on over to El Salvador, Paul. And this particular story just kept getting better and better and better as I researched it, just hoping to add little extra details, and each one was just gold. So I'm really looking forward to telling you about this. Basically, the Clausura season in El Salvador's Primera División kicked off last month. And something has already happened there that is pure sweeper. Now, what it is in the sixth round of fixtures, there was a capital city derby between the San Salvador-based duo of Hercules and Alianza. Now, what stood out about this fixture to us is that the two head coaches were Daniel Corti and his father, Ernesto Corti. It is, as far as I am aware, the only example of two head coaches facing each other with different teams in the same top flight league in world football.
Oh, yeah, I can't think of any other examples of that. But how did it go? Who won?
Well, now that brings us on to the first amazing point in this story. So Ernesto, the father, his Alianza team won 4-1 away to Daniel's Hercules. Now, Daniel was celebrating his 43rd birthday on the day of the match. So
terrible parenting.
Yeah, losing to his dad. Yeah, come on. But, Paul, it gets so much better from here. So I had a look to see what their respective coaching histories was. It seems that the father, Ernesto Corti, has been at Alianza for a couple of years now, but the son, Daniel, has been moving around to different clubs in El Salvador. So his previous coaching job was with another team in the top flight called Fuerte San Francisco. That was up until the 18th of September 2025. But he was relieved from his position following a 1-0 defeat to, you guessed it, his dad's team.
His dad's just sabotaging his career.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
One step after another. But, Paul, just in case you thought that was the end of the story, before that, Daniel Corti had been the coach of Cacahuatique, but he was dismissed from that role on the 24th of March 2025 following a 4-0 defeat to his dad.
This is incredible. Oh my goodness. That must be the most awkward family meals that you'll ever see there.
Yeah, honestly, like I was just researching this. I was like, oh my God, I am so happy that I decided to look into his coaching career because I'd have completely missed this. It seems that both of them quite like facing each other despite the sort of impact it's had on Daniel's career and birthday. But they said it's their mum, Graciela, who suffers the most. She apparently doesn't know whose goals to cheer for.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, at this point, she must surely be feeling a bit for the son. Because
Yeah.
he seems to come out the worst for pretty much every time they meet. So at this point, I'm imagining she's thinking, God, it'd be nice for the son to win one.
Yeah, and at least for him to get his football coaching career going before it stops dead in its tracks. But yeah, this father-son thing did remind me of one other example we have talked about on the pod before of a father-son coaching battle, but it's not top flight. I think you talked about it. It was in your neck of the woods, actually.
Well, more than that, in fact, it's two ex-Bristol City managers. So my club, Lee Johnson and Gary Johnson. Gary, the older one, Lee Johnson, his son. That I believe they played against each other. I think it's only in a pre-season friendly, isn't it? I think, but when one was at Bristol City and one was at Cheltenham Town, but that they'd created this thing called the Johnson Cup, which the mum presents to the winner, right? Each time they come up against each other, which is brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I did enjoy the picture of her on the pitch between the two of them and the son holding up the Johnson Cup. They've actually had a trophy made, which I think is absolutely fantastic value. We need to thank Joe Parr for reminding us of this. We did put out a shout in the Discord server that we have for all of our Patreon supporters and asked them essentially for their examples of fathers and sons, or even just family members facing each other as coaches. Joe Parr reminded us of this one. We also had a shout from Charlie Craven, who's based in Bucharest. Now, he says, in the 2005-6 UEFA Cup, the veteran coach Mircea Lucescu coached Shakhtar Donetsk against Rapid Bucharest, who were coached by his son Razvan. So it has actually happened in a continental competition. And if my memory serves me correctly, I think the son won on that occasion.
Ooh, okay. So it's not always that the father wins.
Yeah.
I do love that pattern. Another shout we got from Seki Ryu was Ross and John Aloisi, who are brothers, are both in charge of Chinese Super League clubs this season. So Ross is in charge of Zhejiang Professional and John is at Chengdu Rongchen. So that's another good family tussle, not quite father and son, but it is a good one.